This is the plaintiff, Shirley Lindsley. She says she was driving down the street one day when she heard a thud. Turns out the defendant's daughter and some friends were throwing rocks, and the defendant's daughter's rocks hit her car, damaging it something awful. She can't seem to get them to pay for the damages and has no other choice but to let the law handle it. So she's suing for the $1,359.19 she's owed. These are the defendants, Brandy and Daisha Morris. Brandy says her daughter, Daisha, was throwing pebbles in the air and one of them landed on the plaintiff's windshield. The woman's blowing this whole thing out of proportion, is suing for prior damage, and is trying to take advantage of a young girl. She is not going to allow that to happen and feels the judge won't either. They're accused of stoning a car.
Okay, Shirley Lindsley?
Yes.
You are suing Brandy and Daisha Morris for $1,359.19 in damages to your car, as well as a car rental while the damages are being fixed, because according to you, Daisha vandalized your car. Tell me what happened.
I was coming down 6th Street in Derby, and I noticed a bunch of children sitting on the side of the road, and then I heard something hit my car. And I pulled over, and I saw the girls on the side of the road. There was 2 girls, and I got out of my car, and I said, "What is the matter with you? Why are you throwing stuff?" Or something like that.
How did you feel the hit? Like where?
I didn't feel it. I heard it, and I saw. I looked at my windshield, and I saw a mark on my windshield.
A crack?
No, it's not a crack. It was just a little chip.
A chip.
But I could see it from the inside. And I got out of the car, and I asked the girls who were standing there, and they were laughing. And I said, "Oh, it's funny to throw things." And they said, and they just turned and looked at me and ran and laughed and
Did
ran
they
away.
say anything in response to you?
They just looked at me and laughed, and they were going to run away then. So I didn't have a cell phone at the time, so I went up around the corner, and I had a friend of mine call the police, and the police officer came, and I explained to him what happened, and I showed him where it was. It was 2 dings on the hood of my car and a chip on the windshield. And I showed him that, and I told him I would go back around with him and show him who the girls were, because I didn't know their name, but I knew what they were, what they looked like. And he said no, he would go. So he went down, and he didn't come back up. So I went down and I rode around, and Miss Morrison's daughter was on the corner, and I just rode by her, and I watched from my rearview mirror, and she was flagging me down. I pulled over.
Was the police anywhere around?
Oh, not at this time, no. I don't know whether he got another call. I don't know where he went.
Okay.
And she came to me, and she apologized for throwing it, and she said she was sorry and she was scared. And I told her, well, I had a girl that was on the corner, where I pulled my car over, and I asked her to call the police again. So they called the police, and Brandy's daughter asked if she could call her mother, and I said, sure, fine, go ahead. So there was a cop walking the beat on Ansel Street, and he came around the corner, and I talked to him, and then he went over, and her mother came with another lady, and he talked to them.
All right. Daisha, how old are you?
13.
13. How old were you when this happened? 13?
12.
12. What happened?
Can you sue a 12-year-old if they cause damage?
Yeah, I would.
You would? Why would you?
Because I think they should be held responsible for their act.
How are you going to get the money?
Go to the parents.
Okay, but can you sue the kid? What if it's Justin Bieber?
Well, Justin Bieber, I would try to go for.
No, I'm talking about suing. I'm just kidding. Going inside the courtroom.
I was sitting on my friend's yard and I was tossing rocks, and then she came speeding down the road, and I guess the rock
She came speeding down the road? Okay.
and the rock hit her car, so she
Okay,
stopped.
but here's the thing, Daisha, I'm not stupid, and when kids play with rocks, they're not throwing them up in the air to hit them on their noggin. They're usually throwing them at something.
No, I tossed it like that.
What were you tossing it at?
Nothing. I was just tossing up.
And then she happened to have the misfortune of driving by where you were throwing a rock?
Because I turned, and I didn't know how I tossed it, and I turned that way to get another rock.
Did you buy all this, Mom?
I think she purposely threw the rock at the car, no.
You don't think that?
No.
All right, so go on.
So I tossed it up, and she stopped in the middle of the road, and then she went to the side, and then she started screaming and stuff and started yelling. So me and my friend walked down the street because we were scared, and then we went halfway
She
around.
says that you guys were laughing.
No, that wasn't us. So we turned the
Were
corner.
there other girls there?
There was a lot of other people that we was with. And then we turned the corner, and then one of my friends called and said we had to come back and apologize to her because it was in front of his house.
Okay.
So we came back around and she wasn't there, so we waited, and I saw her, so
Did you see the police at all?
No.
Okay, go on.
So I saw her, so I stopped her, and I apologized for her, and she said...
Where was your friend?
She went back home.
Are you the one that threw the rock, not your friend?
She didn't throw it.
Okay. All right, now you call your mom, and Mom, what did she tell you?
She told me that I had to come to Anston Street because the cops was out there and they wanted to talk to me.
So what happens?
So I went, she told me to come over so I can see the chip in her car. So I went to her car and seen the chip.
Where's the
was
chip?
Like, it was on her windshield.
Okay.
And she was like, the officer asked her, did it hit any other place? And she said no. And then I guess the officer put his statement because he got it in a police report that he found out it was just a little chip in the windshield. And that was it.
Okay.
And
Do you have the police report?
Mm-hmm.
Can I see it?
Yes, ma'am.
And I assume that Ms. Lindsley said that she didn't want to press charges,
Yeah,
right?
she said she didn't.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
It's hard, huh?
Yeah.
It only gets worse. I don't know whether you were throwing rocks at a car on purpose or weren't throwing rocks at a car on purpose. I know that whatever you did do, you threw the rock on purpose, maybe not at her car, but you were throwing a rock, and it ended up having this effect where now your mother gets dragged into court and there's a big old lawsuit. So was this a good idea or a bad idea to be carelessly throwing rocks and/or deliberately throwing rocks at a passing car, which is the pastime, by the way. The pastime's not throwing a rock in the air to hit yourself in the head. Y'all understand that, right? You know her better than I do. She's good enough to come back to the scene and good enough to flag her down. If she hadn't done that, we wouldn't be here. So maybe she wasn't throwing it at the cars, but either way, that's something you got to keep your eye on. Now, let's talk about the money, though, because she's suing you for $1,300. Now, the $1,300, do you have the estimate?
Yeah, but there was also marks on the hood of my car, and
yeah,
I did
but
say...
what's up with that? Because the police asked you, and you say
and
it only...
I did show them that. I did show them that. They did not write it, though, and I told them that... Because she was so scared, and I told Randy that she was so scared I didn't tell him that. But I did tell both police officers that.
Wait, slow down. I don't understand a word you're saying. Try that again. She was so scared, so you what?
The girl was so scared. I told the police that, but I didn't I said I'm not sure if it happened here because she was so scared.
Number one, the police report says the damage done to the vehicle was determined to be a small chip in the windshield.
I know that.
Number two, you're telling me that you told the police, I don't know if that was caused in this one, but you know it was caused in this one.
No, but I know it wasn't there. I knew it was not there.
But but now you're sure it was caused because you're suing her for that to repair that too. So what changed? And your answer is she was so scared I didn't want to pin her with that at the scene. Exactly. Except for that doesn't make any sense because how is it better for her?
It wasn't better for her.
Right, so your logic doesn't make sense. What makes more sense, you know what makes more sense? That you don't know that she did that damage, and so you can't really say now that she did that damage, and that you're sort of...
No, but I know the marks were not on my hood.
I'm still talking.
Okay.
That you're beefing up the hole in your case by claiming that you were trying to give her a pass. All right, now, the windshield. Can I see the estimate?
I have a picture. You want a picture of it, too?
Yes, I'd like to see pictures and the estimate.
There's 2 spots on the windshield, and there's 1 on the hood.
Okay. Here's the way I see this, folks. What you've been able to prove, absolutely, is the window, clearly the window. Now, on the windshield, let me explain something to you, okay? Part of parenting is showing kids that there are consequences. I don't know what you're going to have this girl do, but you have this girl, you take that work out of her hiney and not yours, okay? Speaking of that, you come from the state of Connecticut.
Yes, ma'am.
In the state of Connecticut, when a minor does something willful or malicious, okay, the parent is also on the hook. I am not going to find that it was willful and malicious, only because I don't even need to make sure that you end up getting paid here, but also because I'm really not 100% positive that she actually pegged it at you on purpose.
I don't think she did either.
Right.
I agree.
Right. So, Mom, you're off the hook, and the verdict is against who? Me. That's right. Okay? Because you got to be careful with people's stuff. Okay? All right, honey. So I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $403.11. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Well, in this case, the verdict is against the defendant. Step on in here. It's not against you, Mom, but it is against you. So how are you feeling about what just went down?
Okay,
Is it embarrassing?
kind of.
What do you regret about this whole experience?
Throwing the rock.
Yeah. Running away.
Kind of.
Okay, so step up a little bit, right, with her. Anything you want to say to your daughter here to wrap up a learning experience?
Just, you know, the next time to be out there throwing rocks and all that. So.
That's it? Mm-hmm. You got that?
Yes.
All right. All right, head right down this way. All right, so you satisfied in how this comes out?
Yeah, I guess.
What was your objective here? Get the car fixed or teach her
no,
lesson?
No, well, both.
And so you thought it was your responsibility to get her in court to teach her this lesson?
No, I just thought she needed to be taught a lesson, and I couldn't get the mother to call me back. And
You think she learned it?
I think so. I don't think she did it deliberately. I really don't. I think she was playing.
That's a different question. Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, you know, in some states like this one, a parent is responsible for the willful misconduct of their child or minor child, but there are other states where simply the fail to supervise puts the parent legally on the hook.